Life unfolds in unexpected ways, revealing surprises that can take you by surprise. Those moments have the power to transform everything. That night was a tale waiting to be told. Eddie embarked on a journey for a 3-day training program overseas. The solitude of the house was familiar to me, yet there was an unmistakable shift in the air that night. As I settled into the cozy embrace of the living room, a glass of wine in hand, the gentle melodies wrapped around me like a warm blanket. The soft glow of the candles danced in the quiet, wrapping me in a warm embrace of solitude. I wore a delicate nightgown, something that felt just right. I longed for a sense of calm, to immerse myself in the stillness, and discover a hint of comfort in my own company. Since Charlie passed 8 years ago, evenings like these had transformed into my refuge, a means of facing the solitude that had woven itself into the fabric of my existence. But that night, just when I believed I would be left to my own reflections, the doorbell chimed. As I turned the knob and swung the door wide, there stood Felipe, a figure framed by the threshold. In that instant, time stood still as my gaze fixed on him, my mind racing to unravel the mystery of his presence. He stood before me, clutching Eddie's files and computer bag, a silent narrative unfolding in the air between us. His dark jacket hugged his broad shoulders just right, while his slightly tousled hair added to the effortless charm that seemed to follow him wherever he went. Felipe had been Eddie's close friend for years, but when he appeared at my door like this, it took me by surprise. Once upon a time, there was a character named Felipe. "What brings you to this place at such a late hour?" I inquired, my voice betraying a hint of astonishment. He offered me a courteous grin. "Hello, Amy. Eddie and I have embarked on a collaborative journey, weaving our ideas into a shared project." I wrapped up my part and felt it was time to let it go, so I decided to drop it off. In that fleeting instant, I found myself pausing. "Ah, I see." "Absolutely. Do step inside, won't you?" As the night deepened, I couldn't bear the thought of him lingering outside. I stepped aside, inviting him in with a gesture that spoke of warmth and safety. As I gently shut the door behind him, a realization washed over me about my appearance, illuminated by the flickering candlelight, clad in a delicate nightgown. I attempted to dismiss the notion, yet I noticed how Felipe's gaze held on me for a fleeting moment before he turned his attention elsewhere. As we entered the living room, Felipe absorbed the atmosphere, the flickering candles, the glistening wine, and a subtle smile crept across his face. "It seems I've stumbled into the middle of something." "Ah, a warm and inviting evening, isn't it?" He spoke with a playful glint in his eye. "Not at all," I replied swiftly, placing my wineglass on the table with a gentle clink. On that still evening, the world seemed to hold its breath. Evenings like this bring me solace, ever since Charlie left us. But truly, I'm so pleased you stopped in. "It seems we haven't had the opportunity to truly connect," Felipe acknowledged, his smile becoming more gentle. "It seems like we haven't had the chance to share many moments together, right? Although I've known Eddie for many years, truly, I've always felt compelled to express my admiration for you. The support you've shown for Eddie, the way you've stood by his side, it's truly remarkable." I gestured for him to take a seat, and as he sank into the couch, I headed to the kitchen to fetch another wine glass. As I offered it to him and filled his glass with wine, his composed and unwavering presence enveloped the space. There was an essence to Felipe, a subtle assurance in his demeanor, the manner in which he moved through the world. His presence was impossible to ignore. As the wine flowed and the chatter danced in the air, a subtle change began to weave through the ambiance. In the atmosphere, there lingered a palpable essence, an unsaid connection that wove through the silence. Felipe's eyes held mine for a moment that felt like an eternity, and warmth crept into my cheeks beneath his focused gaze. It felt as if he had a tale to share, yet the narrative lingered just out of reach, caught in the silence between us. And I was experiencing emotions that had long been dormant within me. The way he focused, the glow that danced in his gaze, it awakened a profound feeling inside me. It served as a poignant reflection of the solitude I had experienced, how deeply I longed for this kind of bond. "Is that you, Amy?" He spoke at last, his tone gentle but resolute. "Witnessing you in this state, all by yourself?" "I'm uncertain. It feels off to me. Your strength and remarkable spirit shine brightly. Yet, there's an undeniable sense of solitude that lingers around you. It feels unjust. His words washed over me, leaving me momentarily speechless, unsure of how to reply. In that moment, I found myself frozen. My breath held tight as the walls seemed to close in on us. That moment took me by surprise entirely. Words escaped me, yet the genuine depth in Felipe's gaze kept me rooted to the spot. All I could do was smile, even as my heart raced wildly within me. Felipe, I see the narrative you're weaving. At last, I succeeded. My voice is gentle, yet unwavering. However, this is the path I have chosen. At times, solitude can wrap around us like a shield, offering a sense of safety. Felipe tilted his head slightly, his eyes brimming with contemplation. Perhaps, he spoke softly, reflecting on how solitude doesn't always serve as the greatest shield. The atmosphere surrounding us crackled with an unspoken energy that eluded my ability to articulate. In Felipe's gaze, there was a warmth, a magnetic pull that felt undeniably real. But is that all there is to it? The thrill of the moment filled me with a mix of fear and exhilaration. This tale is just beginning, and before it takes an unexpected turn, be sure to subscribe to my channel and enable notifications for more updates. As the narrative unfolds, your encouragement through comments and likes will truly touch my heart. That night, the glow in Felipe's eyes lingered in my thoughts. Engaging with someone so authentic, so true, it created an impression that was hard to articulate. Yet, it was his reflections on solitude that resonated with me the deepest. How could a figure like him, embodying strength and success, ever experience solitude? There came a moment when I found it impossible to hold back. I leaned in a bit closer and inquired, Felipe, what brings you here all by yourself? At 37, you stand tall, exuding charisma and success in your career. You possess wisdom and a sense of responsibility. What woman could ever resist your charm? As the words flowed from my lips, I felt a connection as our eyes met, anticipating his response. Felipe's expression shifted to one of gravity for a brief moment, yet a subtle smile danced at the edge of his lips. He tilted his head slightly, taking a moment to select his words with intention. Amy, at times, it seems as though solitude is a decision we make. But truly, it's all about discovering that special someone, he remarked, his tone gentle and contemplative as ever. Perhaps a person like me has been overly selective, or perhaps the perfect companion has always been nearby, yet it's challenging to recognize. His words resonated deeply, leaving me both surprised and unsettled. I grasped the underlying message he was conveying, yet fear held me back from acknowledging it within myself. A gentle warmth spread across my cheeks, yet I managed to offer a soft smile. I'm not quite sure, Felipe. Any woman who truly understands you would be making a huge mistake to let you slip away. Every man deserves companionship. Felipe gazed into my eyes, and in that moment, time seemed to stretch endlessly. What about you, Amy? He inquired unexpectedly. What brings you to this solitude? I must inquire. For years you've walked your own path. How simple has it been to make that choice? In that moment, I paused, his question surprising me in ways I hadn't anticipated. At 60, I've come to view loneliness as a refuge, I admitted, my voice wavering just a bit, following Charlie. The thought of drawing near to another person feels unimaginable to me now. Yet there are mummies. My voice faded as our gazes unexpectedly intertwined. His gaze held a warmth, an irresistible pull that captivated me. In that instant, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. That's how I concluded the evening, with Felipe by my side and a whirlwind of unanswered questions dancing in my thoughts. As I lay in bed, the memories of what had transpired between us swirled in my mind, each moment a vivid scene replaying in the quiet of the night. Amidst the shadows of remorse, a spark of thrill flickered brightly. These were emotions I had kept at bay for so long. After that conversation with Felipe, everything took a turn that I never saw coming. As the days rolled on, the echoes of that night lingered in my thoughts, weaving a tapestry of memories that refused to fade. His words, his gaze, on CCs, they weave a tapestry of moments, each thread a whisper of the past, inviting you to step into a world where every glance holds a tale waiting to be uncovered. They remained, as if they had carved their essence deep within my being. Despite my efforts to suppress those emotions, each opportunity to converse with him only intensified their presence. Had the opportunity to engage with him, their bond only deepened. While Eddie immersed himself in his work, I found myself engaged in conversations with Felipe. There were moments when we enjoyed coffee in the open air, while at other times we found ourselves in his car, lost in deep conversations that seemed to stretch on forever. We lost ourselves in conversation for hours on the phone. It was as if it flowed seamlessly, without any strain. It felt like forging a bond with him was effortless, as if it came naturally. Yet, with each gathering, an emotion within me intensified, becoming more profound. This was a bond that transcended mere friendship, evolving into something far deeper and more profound. Whenever Felipe spoke, and whenever that recognizable smile graced his face, my heart would quicken with excitement. I found myself acknowledging that what I felt had evolved beyond mere friendship. And the most challenging aspect of it all? Maintaining the mystery from Eddie while forging a deep bond with my son's closest companion. Was it a mistake, or was it merely fate offering me another opportunity? The memories of our last meeting lingered brightly in my thoughts. As we nestled in the car, coffee cups in hand, our conversation flowed effortlessly, weaving moments together like a tapestry of shared experiences. On that day, our bond deepened like never before. Felipe's gaze hovered over my lips, a moment suspended in time. My breath hitched and my heart raced wildly. In that moment, we were so near that the distance between us felt like it had vanished entirely. Yet, we both stepped back. The enchantment of that instant lingered in the atmosphere for a time before we parted ways. Following that evening, Felipe vanished from my life, leaving no trace behind. When his message finally arrived, it carried more weight than I had anticipated. It was merely a location and some simple phrases, yet the significance woven within them was deep and resonant. Amy, I'd love for you to join me at this address tonight at 8. I'll be here, ready for your arrival. There's a special place I'd love to take you, a secret I want to share just between us. As I absorbed those words, it was as if a tempest was stirring within me. My hands shook, and my heart pounded so rapidly that it became difficult to catch my breath. Each word Felipe penned held significance, a feeling of assurance. This marked a significant chapter in our journey. The flame within me danced with a mix of fear and thrill. I understood his message perfectly. This was destined to be a meeting unlike any other. Should I embark on this journey? I pondered within myself, yet, beneath the surface, the truth was already clear to me. Getting ready for that evening was like stepping into a new persona. In a moment that felt like a scene from a captivating tale, I donned a sleek, form-fitting black dress. This dress, it had a daring spirit. It featured a charming off-the-shoulder design, gracefully ending just above my knees, an elegant yet bold appearance. As I gazed into the mirror, a wave of nostalgia washed over me, reminding me of the moments when I last felt this captivating. I allowed my hair to cascade in gentle waves over my shoulders and added a touch of subtle makeup. My lips were adorned with a striking shade of red lipstick. I felt an unwavering sense that Felipe's gaze would be fixed on me throughout the evening. I'm doing this for him, I murmured to myself, attempting to soothe the thrill surging within me. Yet, beneath the surface, I understood it was more than merely for him. It was also for me. I yearned to experience that sense of allure, fervor, and uniqueness once more. As I pulled up to the address, there was Felipe, patiently waiting for me in his car. As our gazes locked, a spark ignited within me. He sat there, sleeves casually rolled up, one hand draped over the steering wheel, embodying a moment filled with unspoken tales. His eyes held a comforting glow and an unwavering resolve. As he emerged from the car, he made his way over and graciously opened the door for me. "Come on, Amy," he murmured, reaching out his hand toward me. "Tonight, I have a captivating tale to unfold for you." As I grasped his hand, I felt a quiver in my fingers. Yet, there was something about Felipe's gentle touch that brought me a sense of peace. As I settled into the car, a quiet enveloped us, and we set off on our journey. In the stillness of the night, It was only the two of us, wrapped in our own world. After a brief journey of 30 minutes, Felipe brought the car to a halt. "We have arrived," he remarked, a glimmer of enthusiasm lighting up his gaze. Before my eyes lay a stunning panorama. In a serene valley embraced by towering mountains, a quaint house stood, its windows aglow with a welcoming light. The cool night breeze caressed my skin as Felipe softly led me toward the house. As he swung the door wide, I was left in awe by the sight before me. The dwelling. It was a work of art. Each detail was a masterpiece in its own right. With lofty ceilings and moonlight cascading through expansive windows, the space is adorned with warm wooden accents and a flickering fireplace that casts a welcoming glow. It seemed as though it was crafted exclusively for my experience. The walls were embellished with artwork in earthy hues. In the heart of the room, a glass coffee table captured attention, gracefully accompanied by a collection of refined furnishings. A stylish dining table stood elegantly at the heart of the room. Each element flowed with elegance and purpose. "Were you the creative mind behind this?" I inquired, my gaze brimming with feeling. Felipe beamed with joy. "Indeed, it was only in this moment that I found someone as remarkable as you to share it with," he expressed. In that moment, I found myself enveloped in silence, unable to express the whirlwind of emotions swirling within me. Everywhere I turned seemed to resonate beautifully with my preferences. I lost myself in the enchantment of the moment, leaving behind the deep struggles I had held onto for so long. Felipe waved his hand toward the couch in the living room, beckoning me to take a seat. The fireplace crackled softly, casting a warm glow that enveloped the room in a magical ambiance, reminiscent of a tale spun from dreams. He came back, carrying 2 glasses and a bottle of rich red wine, ready to share a moment filled with tales and laughter. As he poured the wine, he leaned in a bit closer, as if sharing a secret from another time. "Amy, I brought you here because I can no longer contain what's inside me," he said, his voice steady and firm. Our gazes intertwined, a silent narrative unfolding between us. "Felipe," I began softly, but he interrupted me. "Allow me to express this. This house, this place, this night, it all comes together because I long to weave this experience with you. You have enchanted me beyond compare." My heart raced wildly, making it difficult to catch my breath. Felipe's words dismantled every barrier I had constructed within myself. "You know, Amy," he continued, taking a sip of wine, "observing your solitude, sensing the weight of your loneliness. Each day drew me nearer to you, and I've come to realize that I can no longer escape it." At that instant, the atmosphere between us was charged with intensity. Felipe's eyes spoke volumes. The truth was out in the open, and there was no turning back. As he leaned in, the world around me faded, and I found myself suspended in a moment that felt like a whispered secret waiting to unfold. At last, the time was upon us. Just as our lips were on the verge of connecting, I hesitated and drew back a little. "Felipe, before we embark on this journey, we must be certain," I said, my voice quivering with anticipation. Yet Felipe stood firm. "I have no doubt, Amy. Oh, I have complete confidence now." As the evening unfolded, uncertainty lingered in the air, yet one truth stood clear in my mind. This night was on the brink of transforming into one of the most unforgettable experiences of my life. As Felipe's lips finally brushed against mine, the world around us transformed in that fleeting moment. It was as if a spark had been lit within me, a fervor I hadn't experienced in ages suddenly coming alive. In that moment, his kiss enveloped me, rich and profound, igniting a longing to be wrapped in his embrace. My hands encircled his neck as he drew me nearer, his hold on my waist strong and brimming with longing. It was a moment brimming with intensity, where every ounce of emotion eclipsed everything else. "Amy," he murmured, his breath warm against my skin as he moved closer. "Your beauty is truly captivating. How did I overlook the enchanting essence that you possess?" His voice resonated, rich with emotion and warmth. His words wove a tapestry of emotions that engulfed me completely. I leaned in close, my breath unsteady, my heart pounding with anticipation. "Felipe, you possess such striking good looks. My heartfelt gratitude to you. I'm grateful for the emotions you've stirred within me." My words quivered with unfiltered truth. I had fully embraced the thrill and passion of the experience. As the wine glass teetered, A cascade of deep red flowed over the surface, painting a vivid picture of chaos and beauty. Yet, it didn't matter to us. At that instant, time seemed to freeze. Only we remained. The wine paled in comparison to the fervor that surged between us. As Felipe gently brushed his hand along my arm, a quiet warmth settled over me. As the moment unfolded, I felt exposed, not in body, but in emotion. With a hesitant touch, I reached for his hand, the silence between us deepening. As I removed it and let it fall to the ground, I found myself captivated by his strong shoulders and sculpted chest. In a soft voice, I expressed my admiration. "You're truly remarkable." Our gazes intertwined, a silent narrative unfolding between us. His smile, radiating warmth and charm, effortlessly melted my defenses. As we entered the bedroom, it felt like nothing could hold us back. As I rested back, vulnerable in the moment, Felipe leaned in with quiet intensity, creating an intimate moment between us. He observed me intently, his gaze brimming with a blend of fervor and reverence. As his fingers softly caressed my cheek, his lips sought mine once more, weaving a tale of intimacy between us. There was a tenderness in the way he drew near, a quiet energy in every gesture. As Felipe leaned down closer to me, I embraced him, drawing him nearer with a gentle pull around his neck. With each caress and every subtle shift, I found myself drawn further into his embrace. "Amy, let me share a tale with you." He spoke softly, his words barely escaping his lips. "Sharing moments with you. This moment is etched in my memory, a feeling that transcends words." In that fleeting instant, everything unfolded in a whirlwind. As I stood there, the comforting presence of Felipe enveloped me, spreading a gentle heat that coursed through every part of me. A powerful sensation stirred within me. I released a noise that surprised me with its volume, clutching it firmly with my hands. Philippe no longer spoke. The silence between us carried more meaning than words. Our breaths came in quick gasps, a testament to the adventure we had just shared. There were countless moments when I found myself shaking and bracing against the unknown. It had been ages since I experienced something so powerful, so consuming. There were moments I held on tightly, overwhelmed by the intensity of it all. In the secluded mountain cabin, we found ourselves enveloped in silence, away from the prying ears of the world. My emotions surfaced in ways I hadn't expected. I opened up to Felipe. I longed to embrace the full depth of the warmth that fills my being. With his flushed face and breathless state, he nodded, and at last, he surrendered to the moment. The events I had just gone through drained me completely, leaving me in a state where movement felt nearly impossible. Yet, all was as it should be. Felipe settled beside me, softly draping his arm over my shoulder. In that moment, as we both sought to regain our breath, our eyes wandered to the ceiling above us. The quiet moments we shared conveyed so much about our emotions. With a deep breath, he turned to meet my gaze. "What unfolds next?" he inquired, his tone gentle yet tinged with worry. "What stories shall we share with Eddie? Will this remain just between us for all time?" I directed my attention towards him, and the look on his face revealed a tapestry of feelings, a blend of trepidation and a flicker of optimism. As I gently traced my fingers along his face, a soft smile appeared on my lips. "Felipe," I spoke with a calm resolve in my tone. "This evening, just for this evening, I wish to set aside thoughts of what lies ahead. My desire is to share this moment with you." At that instant, I grabbed my phone and crafted a message for Eddie. "I'm spending the night at a friend's house, so there's no need to be concerned about me." As I hit send, a rush of tranquility and exhilaration enveloped me. That night, we became immersed in the essence of all the moments we had experienced together. Yet, as dawn broke, a tapestry of uncertainties unfolded, with questions lingering in the air, eager for resolution. I sensed that this tale had more to unfold. It simply had to. For the moment, we chose to embrace the quiet, allowing the uncertainties of what lies ahead to linger unspoken. Keep your ears open. This tale is far from over. It has merely just begun. If you've journeyed to this point, I sense that this tale has resonated with you profoundly. There are countless tales waiting to be unveiled, and you definitely won't want to miss a single one. Be sure to tap that follow button, activate notifications, and share your thoughts about this tale.